Alrighty. There's some new playoff, oh, good Lord, new overtime rules. But the catch is it's going to be in the playoffs. Whoa. So basically,
You nailed it.
shout out to my Colts and the Eagles, who apparently helped fuel this whole thing. And as great as I get it. Like people, obviously after Josh Allen didn't get a chance to touch the ball near to Patrick Mahomes against Tom Brady, I understand people are a little bit sour. But there's a little thing called defense that no one likes to talk about as part of an NFL game as well. And if you don't got one, Buffalo, that's what happens. You lose.
The funny thing is they did. They had the number one defense.
No, that's that. Prior to that game, yes, they did. Here's what sucks, though. I ask you, do you love it or you hate it, Aaron? I know exactly where I'm going with this. You can already tell. What about you, Aaron?
So let me first preface this by saying I'm in the camp of I think it should be a full period. 15-minute period. Overtime should just be a full quarter.
No offense to teenage girls.
I don't know where it would be offending them. Okay, let's put the lid on that one.
No.
So that's my first aspect, is that it should be a full 15-minute quarter. However, you're right. I mean, this is what we have. We keep just moving goalposts to give everyone a participation trophy. You had 4 full quarters, and yes, I understand a coin toss, but you had a full possession that just you had the ability to stop them. You had the ability. You were, especially if we're talking specifically about the Buffalo and Kansas City game, you were up late in the game. You let them score a touchdown with 13 seconds left.
That was incredible, by the way.
You let them go all the way down the field. I'm sorry, kick a field goal, not score a touchdown. You let them go all the way down the field and kick a field goal with 13 seconds left. I can't help you. I'm sorry. Yep. And I'm going to throw a dig out here. I'm sorry, Indianapolis Colts. Why do you worry about the overtime rules when you don't get to the playoffs anyways?
Beats me, for crying in the sink. I have no idea. What are we doing here?
I am just so tired of, if my team can't win within the rules, I've got to move the goalposts and change them. So, again, I'm still in the camp that it should be a full 15-minute quarter, but I'm not in love with this. Like, I understand that, we have a small sample size of 7 of 12 overtime games in the postseason since 2010 have been won on the opening possession. Who cares? Win the coin toss or make the stop. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. But, here we are. We're going to get this. We'll probably all forget about it, later, we'll forget about it, in terms of it'll just become part of our routine now. That's football. But, I mean, if you look at the bigger sample size, since 2012 in the regular season, teams winning the coin toss have won 50% of the time. Boom. Perfect. 50% of the time. That means you win some, you lose some. I mean, are you not trying to implement a rule that does exactly that?
If we're going to do sudden death, I don't want us to flirt with sudden death. Because the fact here is that you had a chance in overtime to stop your opponent. You didn't do it. You lost. Right. Well, now you get a chance again. And I'm going to tell you a tweet from Samir Ali. I actually retweeted on our Twitter page, Betting and Drive TV. For the record, I hate the NFL OT rule change. If you want to win the game, simply make a bleeping stop. You don't deserve a possession to match the opponent. Make a stop.
Now, the Tennessee Titans promotion or proposal, I think, could have gained some water. I would have been interested in that one. Are you familiar with that one?
Not really.
So the Tennessee Titans had a proposal that says you can win on the opening possession if you score a touchdown and decide to go for a 2-point conversion.
I did love that.
If you decide to kick the extra point, the other team would get an opportunity.
Kind
of almost like, if I'm going to change the rule, I kind of like that. Hey, give me a chance to say, hey, look, this is a sudden death quarter. If I want to go for 2, fantastic. And if I go for 2 and miss, now the other team can go down, score a touchdown, kick an extra point, and win the game. As a traditional underbetter, I would hate this proposal, but my proposal is to go to the college rules. Start from the 25, you got to score points. And you just, why would you not want to implement something that puts more points on the board if you're the NFL?
Do you think betting had a play here? I hate to say it would.
I mean, it always does. I mean, there's nothing that gets done that's not, considering it. but I don't think they're going to admit that. They're not going to say, "Well, they took the gambling aspect into account here."
What makes me right. What makes me sick though is that we literally succumb to pressure just because Bills Mafia want us to. Like I was in the camp of Patrick Mahomes didn't get a chance, but the more I looked at it, it was like, it really doesn't matter. You had 4 quarters to stop them. You couldn't do it.
Yeah, 13 seconds to stop them.
Cry me a river and get over it.
Yeah, that's what I said. Every time we get something that people don't like, we're just moving the goalpost in and in further, and it's just, come on, where do we stop here?
And the fact that it's sudden death, and now you want to give an extra sudden death, just it takes away the thrill of it all.
Yeah, we're gonna get to a point where it's like, oh well, the defense hit you too hard. We're gonna give you a 5th down. Are we changing? How many rules are we changing here at this point?
And then eventually in the playoffs, I hate the fact you can still tie in the regular season, so you still have that elephant in the room. But darn the playoff game that we have again, if the Bills and Chiefs playoff game is ever matched again, darn that game, right? Oh, come on, guys. That's what we're going for here?
I just don't understand why we don't want more football and playing full periods. If you're tied again after another period, boom, double overtime.
You're tired. But I love the people that talk about player safety. Dude, it's the playoffs. Get over it. Play a full quarter.
It's the playoffs, but we also just added 2 more games. Or 1 more game.
That's true.
We also just added 1 more game. We're probably going to add another game. We didn't add a bye week. Like, you can't tell me this.
Seem pretty okay with that too.
Screw player safety, man. You go to a job, you get paid handsomely to play a child sport. Give them another bye week if you're really that concerned about player safety. I don't care.